Hey all, LCS last weekend was a blast to watch, with just about the most comp variety we've ever seen. Let's take a look at the relative strengths and weaknesses of some comps that were played.
First damage coming across, one kill already picked up, 5v4, Aqua low, Black kills himself, and the re-engages in, the second kill now picked up, Licorice gets a lot, but look at that Vladimir damage, getting some of the backside as well, his own double, is Apollo on that shot.
Held onto his ult as well, here comes Doku the big TP, he'll already burn the chocolate, did find Acadian, pulling up from Licorice, they're going to try and take him down, the ult barely wears off, but Licorice does go down, he's too far forward as Dokla still by a brawl with
The wizard lane, coined by Aframu, is what we're seeing with mages in the bot lane instead of an AD carry. Now, some of you will say that this was already a thing in the past when Ziggs was brought down to the bot lane, but in my opinion, Ziggs had completely different strengths where he could shove the wave quickly and get a bunch of tower damage. Now we're seeing Brand and Vlad, who are really strong team fighters and essentially determine the outcome of a fight with their first rotation of spells. If they are given room to drop their combo down, the fight is pretty much over. I like 100 Thieves' idea with the Leona in their game against Team Liquid to allow for an easy follow-up from Vlad. ADCs usually play really awkward roles in dive type compositions, so being able to play Vlad on top of that now is a much better fit. The wizard lane is generally weaker in the early laning phase against ADCs, as they lack level 1 damage and pushing power with weaker auto attacks. Mages start out weaker and scale well with levels, whereas ADCs start stronger but require items to scale. Usually around level 6 is when the mages get a huge burst of kill potential with their high impact ultimates. They also begin to have enough damage to clear and properly manage the wave. This means that an ADC bot lane should have control of the laning phase until level 6, which is impactful for early scuttle control, for example. If the ADC bot lane isn't able to do anything with this early period, they are weaker until they hit their 2 to 3 item spikes. The same deal is with the mages, who have the mid-game window to do as much as they can before they get outscaled. Here's an example from the weekend, where Golden Guardians are able to punish Team Liquid hard in the early stages of the game with an ADC comp. This boosts their Graves-oriented composition, as he has full bot side control for his first 2 clears, and they're able to pull off a 3-minute dive. Although NA LCS didn't see the likes of Master Yi Tarek that was pulled out in the LCK's first week of play, Clutch Gaming and Golden Guardians showcased a much milder Graves-Lulu combination. Although Lulu doesn't exist solely to hold the wave and give Graves more farm, like in the Master Yi comp, the pick still ensures that Graves has priority in the jungle. Since Lulu herself has a decent enough laning phase, she can hold her lane fine while consistently being able to support the jungler when needed. This way, the hard carry jungler can play extremely aggressively and expect to win any 1v1s or 2v2s around the center of the map. This is especially strong in the early to mid stages of the game, when Lulu's damage is on par with other mid laners before items come into play. This is when Graves has a window to force plays and pop off, and if he does, he'll be able to reach his items that make him unkillable, such as Phantom Dancer or Maw, before his enemies do enough damage to deal with him. You can see Clutch Gaming's Lyra asserting dominance on Nocturne in the early game, and then after this point he was able to keep a huge 30 to 40 CS lead for the rest of the game. Although there was only one game this weekend with Yasuo bot, I think he is still one of the best non-ADC bot lane options. I think a lot of the other bruiser style champions are still pretty troll to play in the bot lane, such as Mordekaiser or Irelia, but Yasuo in particular has an extremely strong tool against ADCs, being his wind wall, which essentially negates 90% of their damage if used properly. In this game, however, FlyQuest plays Swain, but Yasuo, historically being a solo laner, does not have a problem dealing with him either. He has control on the wave because of his ability to all in, but also disengage as long as there is a wave, all while being able to push the wave with his spammable abilities. The Yasuo pick is quite different from the mage picks, as the mage picks are pretty one-dimensional. He has the ability to deal that huge burst damage with the right combination, but also has huge consistent damage if he's left alive in a fight, and he can split extremely well as well, which is, I think, a huge plus. This is definitely one of the most terror picks to pull out, in my opinion, especially being an ADC main myself. I hate playing against Yasuo, but he really has a huge skill cap, and rarely are people able to play him well enough to pull him off. Hey, thanks for watching this video on the Fiesta comps we saw last weekend. If you liked this content and want to see more of it, please subscribe to my channel. I'll try to post every Monday or so after the LCS. I also stream a couple times a week, so please check that out in the description below, and all my social media is there as well. Thanks again.